Hello people, it's your boy Spam back again with another video. Waking up knowing that Liverpool are the champions. It's just a horrible feeling, I've got to be honest. I woke, it's about 2:30. We normally record at 11, but I was like, no what, 11 to 12, I thought I loved that. I'm not really in the mood to be talking about football after last night. Yeah, I don't know how you feel about that, but for me personally, regardless of the Liverpool thing, because obviously we knew they were going to win they're going to win the title, and that was inevitable, and 20 plus points. Chelsea, Man City, absolute dog shit team, innit? What are they doing? Absolutely, just Butler was hoping they'd get a draw for us, but obviously not meant to be in it. What are your thoughts quickly on that before we get into the preview?
Terrible. I was trying to like sugarcoat it by somehow. I don't know. In my mind, I was trying to think that imagine that they haven't won it actually, but it was everywhere on the media. You can't escape
Oh
it.
my
It
God,
couldn't help
literally, you
family
can't
members
escape
being
it.
Liverpool
So,
fans. A couple of family members being Liverpool fans, it doesn't help with that.
oh
Getting
yeah,
messages in
really
the morning.
judging it.
Yeah, and I was like,
Oh, did he
"Oh, I don't
message
want to
you?
hear that."
I've
No, no,
ignored all
no.
the messages. I've
He
just
didn't,
screwed
but
with it.
he put it on the story saying champions, and I just tried to
Oh
avoid
yeah,
it.
but that's understandable, but yeah, look, fair enough. Look, this isn't me being salty towards Liverpool. Honestly, like genuinely fair play to them, innit? It wasn't even the Liverpool thing. Obviously, like I said, I knew they were going to win the title. It was the fact that Man City couldn't get a bloody draw. Like that's all we needed, them to draw the game. So it kind of does dampen the spirits a bit because, of course, like our Sheffield United win was like kind of in vain to an extent. But yeah, that aside, of course, it does now mean Liverpool are the most decorated club in England. We are talking about the FA Cup. Man United v Norwich. Of course, this gives us an opportunity to, go back above them. Or I think we got level or something, whatever it is. We go back to level in terms of major trophies. So it does give it a bit more importance because we don't want Liverpool to, be more decorated than us. But that aside, was what are your thoughts going into the Norwich game?
Yeah, I'm pretty confident. I think the place will be buzzing after Sheffield United game. The only thing is, if you make changes, would the second set of players have the same intensity and like cohesion as the starting 11 have? Depending who brings in, I think the 5 people that came on as subs the other day, you could see them starting this game. He needs to rest some players. I don't know. It's a tough one with Rashford, whether you should rest him for this game or not, or try to get him a goal and then rest him. I don't know. It's a tough one. But going into the game, yeah, I'm very confident. We should beat Norwich. Norwich aren't doing particularly well even after the lockdown. We've got too much for them. We've got good. This is where the squad comes into, innit? So yeah, I think we've got too much.
Yeah, I agree. We definitely should have too much for them. But I said at the end of the last podcast with the guys, if you haven't checked that out, the previous video to this, I would be surprised if Norwich go for a strong team. Of course, they look likely that they're going to get relegated, but there's still an opportunity for them to stay in, mathematically. It's only 6 points, I believe, just 2 games, so to speak. So we've seen teams come back from worse. So for me personally, if I'm a Norwich fan, I would want my manager to allow this game, and then focus on the Premier League because they've got a game against Arsenal. As we know, Arsenal currently not in the greatest run of forms. I know they've just got a win, but they are a team that could potentially get points off. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how they approach this game. If they go with a strong team, they haven't got much depth in their squad, so it'll be interesting to see if you rotate. So for me personally, we'll have to wait and see how they settle. But regardless of how they do settle, like you said, we should have too much from them. We've got enough players in the squad to rotate and just, get the job done, really, to be fair. You mentioned Rashford briefly there. He hasn't really found his shooting boots. He probably should have 4 goals in 2 games, or at least 3 on his return. You could argue the volley that when Pogba dinked it over, that one would have been audacious. If he volleys that into there, that would have been ridiculous. But in my personal opinion, he shouldn't even gone for the volley, given his current form. He should have brought it down and then hit it. But that aside, the other 3 chances he's missed an open net. For me, this is a perfect game for Rashford to potentially get a goal. We've seen with Rashford in the past, he's a massively a player that benefits from confidence. And this is an opportunity for him to instill a bit of confidence. And it's an easier game than what we've got in the coming games. It's probably the easiest game we've got remaining in terms of the opposition. So for me personally, it's important for Rashford to get a goal here, and then he can kick on hopefully and to try to get that 25 Or well, obviously he's gonna get. I would assume he's gonna get plus 20 goals. But yeah, that's what I would do. Let's talk about that lineup because obviously that is gonna be the most important thing. But what are your thoughts first and foremost to go with the goalkeeper situation?
Yeah, you put Romero into this one. That's a no-brainer, isn't it? You have to put Romero and give De Gea a rest. Do you want to go through the back four?
No, we'll go. We're gonna individual. Yeah. So yeah, I completely agree. Romero's no brainer. He's been the cup keeper, and some would say he deserves to start with De Gea anyways, given his current form. Okay, right back for me, I'm gonna go for Delo. I just don't understand the point of having players like Delo in the squad if they're not going to be playing games like this. Some people will say Wan-Bissaka, but for me personally, I just think you've got to rotate the squad as much as you possibly can get away with. And like I said, Norwich aren't the greatest team. So if you're playing for Manchester United or you're in the squad of Man United, you should be capable of playing against Norwich. So that's me. What do you reckon?
Yeah, 100%. But another thing I want to mention is the players that are on the fringe of getting to the first team, they're going to look at the previous result and think, how do we get into this first team? Because everyone wants to play now because the way we're playing and the way we're moving forward. So this is somewhere, like say for Pereira, for players like that, or Dalot and stuff like that, they have to prove a point just to give Ollie a selection problem. So they're going to play their best, I reckon.
Well, they need to step up, don't they, really? Because
Yeah. So this is
but
good. It's a good thing, I think.
yeah, definitely.
So, you can play these players who are actually chomping the bit and they want to get in. So, yeah, Dallo, a right back. Yeah, definitely. A rest
Okay.
one.
Fair. Okay. I completely agree. It's an opportunity for them to obviously give Ollie a selection headache. Although I don't think he'll ever display his
He won't,
Wan-Bissaka,
but
to be
it's
fair.
good.
But still, it's something. Isn't it? Said about pairing, I think Maguire for me has to get a rest. I don't think it'll happen. But if I was to decide, obviously Bailly definitely comes in, and I'd probably go Lindelof. To be fair, I think Lindelof's done alright. I think Maguire's definitely. Wait 1 second. 1 second, you'll get your chance. I think Maguire is definitely more important. So I think we need to potentially protect him more. Yes, I'd go buy Lindelof. What about you?
I was actually thinking buying Jones.
Jones isn't fit, was.
Why is that?
What do you mean? Why is that? He's not fit, is he? Jones and Twan Sabia are not fit.
He's injured. Sorry, I thought you meant he doesn't fit. Right, he's injured. I didn't realize injured. Yeah, obviously you'll have to go Lindelof in it then.
Oh, okay. Right, left back, no brainer. Brandon Williams, obviously Luke Shaw on bench. Gives him opportunity to showcase what he's capable of. Right, let's move on to the midfield three. Start with the two. Obviously, he's gonna play 4-2-3-1. I would assume so. We'll go for the two first. Again, no brainer for me. It has to be McTominay and it has to be Fred. Both of which haven't featured. Matic, of course, deserves a rest. I'm hearing a lot of people, Mark Gobridge from the United stand saying that Pogba should play this game. I think that's ridiculous. I don't see. Well, Ollie might do it, but I just don't see why you wouldn't play Fred and McTominay. They've been fantastic for this season, anyways. They're more than capable of playing, and it gives a complete rest to the likes of Pogba, the likes of Matic, and then we need them fresh for the Brighton game, which is definitely more important. So yeah, I'm gonna go for Fred and McTominay. Which two are you going for?
Yeah, same again. They need to improve on their from the Tottenham game. They didn't look at the races kind of thing, so they've got a point to prove as well. So yeah, I'll go for the same. I think.
Okay, fair enough. And then number 10 for me, again, no brainer. I don't know if he's going to do this, but it has to be one matter. It's just common sense to me, really. That midfield three, if I don't see that midfield three and I see Pogba playing, I'm going to be annoyed. Yeah, Pogba might have a good game here, but I don't think he needs the confidence. I think he's been fantastic the 2 games he's played. I don't think he needs more minutes. I don't think we need to risk him getting injured and playing excess of games because we need him to play every game in the league. So I really hope Pogba's not starting, or Bruno for that matter. Both of them. We don't need him for this game. It's Norwich. I think it's at Old Trafford as well, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so Mata for me, what are you going for? You said Pereira earlier. You did mention Pereira, didn't you?
Yeah, I mean, you can play either, really. But yeah, I can see why Mata would play. I'm happy with either, innit? I mean, Pereira or Mata, really. I prefer Mata, yeah, I'd say that. I agree with that.
I'd rather Pereira didn't play. Obviously, Lingard's is another person that Oli was spoken about in the pre-match press conference. They asked him about Lingard, and he's saying that we'll see what happens in his future, basically. I'd rather Lingard played over Pereira, but that's just me personally. Anyways, front three, I'm going to go for Rashford on the left. Like I said, he needs a goal. I think I think he just needs more minutes. Obviously, it kind of contradicts what I said about Pogba in terms of you don't need to risk it. But for me personally, Rashford needs a
He's a
goal.
goal.
If
Needs a goal.
Rashford gets, yeah, Rashford just gets that one goal and then he'll be fine. Give him a penalty, give him anything, just get him off the mark, so to speak, after this break, and then he'll be all right. He'll kick on, and that's what we need. Yeah, Rashford left. Obviously, Dan James on the right. It'd be interesting to see what happens with these guys because if they sit back, just seeing the word Dan James is probably going to struggle, so you could probably make a case for Greenwood. But again, I think Greenwood needs. I think Greenwood needs a run of games in the league. So I'd go Rashford, Greenwood, and then the obvious one, Igalo up front. Again, Martial doesn't need to play this game. What are you going for? Your three?
Yeah, I'm going for the exact same. We've got a game on Tuesday against, was it Brighton?
Yeah.
That's not going to be an easy game as well because they've been doing well lately. So we'll need Greenwood rested and fit, ready for that.
Well, I hope Ollie goes for the team that I've picked. Obviously, I think we've got practically the same team. I think we picked the same team.
Yeah, apart from Phil Jones, you said he was injured.
But he is injured, so apart from you put Pereira for Mata in it, but man is practically the same team in it. Yeah, for me personally, that should be the team. I've got a feeling he's gonna play Bruno. Of course, he's seen Liverpool, taking over us in terms of the back on their page, as Liverpool fans are saying, and that will definitely be weighing heavy on the mind of Solskjaer. He's a Man United man first and foremost. So
it's at the end of the day, it's a trophy, isn't it? So
yeah, no, definitely a trophy. It's important, but at the same time, not for we don't need to risk people for we need a top 4 spot more than anything. And we've still got Europa League to win at the end of the season potentially as well. So I'd rather we went all out in the Europa League rather than this, because for me personally, that's it is a bigger trophy, but on top of that, it gives us Champions League. But yeah, obviously, if we do win this game, the other teams that are going to go through, likelihood that it's going to be Arsenal, Chelsea probably, or Chelsea or Leicester. Either one is going to be hard. And then, of course, Man City. So the semi-final is not going to be an easy task, even if we were to get this game. So it's not guaranteed. It's probably, we've got, considerably easy fixtures in the Europa League. So probably better bet to get a trophy this season. But that aside, let's do the score prediction to finish off, Was. But in fact, before we do that, is there any threat from Norwich? What do you reckon? Is there anyone that you think, they might cause us a problem?
They play quite open football. They don't really sit back, do they? They just play their own game.
Well, that would be in our favour, really.
Yeah, I don't think there'll be much threat. I think we'll have enough to combat them, even with our second team out. I think we've got more than enough to combat any.
But we've got 5 subs anyways. If things are like.
Yeah, I wonder if there's still 5 subs for FA Cup.
Yeah. From what I'm aware of, it is.
So you've got like a stronger bench then. So just in case if we do need to mix it up, I don't know. There's a good backup just in case. But yeah, it should be easy, quite straightforward. Prediction?
But obviously Pogba, Bruno, and Martial should be on the bench when that happens. I've got a feeling he's going to play Pogba or Bruno. I'm going to be really annoyed. But anyways, prediction. Obviously, you talked about a lot of changes that upset the sort of, not balance, but the momentum of the team, and also the lack of cohesion. They've not played with each other or whatever. Maybe. However, I still think we'll have too much for him. I'm going to say 4-0.
Whoa, you've got one of mine.
Should be
I think I'm going to go for 3-0.
Okay, I was thinking 3-1
by the way.
What's that? Sorry.
First time I've gone less goals.
I know. Wise. Well, I've been right 2-2 in it. I don't think I'm in this my head. I'm not even counting this one because it's like we don't even know what the team's going to be. But it's 2-0 to me at the moment, so it's all good. Yeah. Apart from that, there's not really much to talk about because I'm not going to lie. I'm still reeling off last night's result. Pissed off about it, because I really hope the players are pissed off and they're looking at this thinking, okay, we need to win every game. We can't be relying. Okay, granted, it's not in our hands, but at the same time, we need to make sure we win every game because look, it looks like Chelsea aren't going to slip up too much because they're looking decent. So yeah, hopefully the players are hating as much as the fans. That aside,
you were saying about Pogba. I don't know. I don't think he's not fully match fit yet.
He better not start.
I can see him starting as well.
I've got he's a start, but I really hope he doesn't.
He's ahead of Rashford clearly, but in terms of fitness, I think might need another game to get fully fit.
Shall I tell you what I think Ollie's going to do? I think Ollie's going to put Bruno in cam. He'll probably go out midfield 3, but take Mata out, put Bruno there, and then he's going to put Mata on the right wing.
That could happen too.
I wouldn't be surprised if he does that. Maybe put Dan James on instead of Rashford. I don't know. We'll see.
And put Fred and McTominay behind Bruno.
I think he'll go Fred, McTominay, Bruno. On the left, Dan James, up front, Aguero, and on the right, Mata. I think that's what he'll do with Pogba,
Yeah, that could
Rashford, and
happen.
Martial on the bench, which wouldn't be a disaster. But again, if we get Bruno injured, if Bruno gets injured in this game, he did go down. Obviously, he didn't get injured, thankfully. But if he gets injured, man, it's just going to be an absolute joke, and it's not even worth him getting injured over FA Cup, really. Of course, it's a trophy, but it's not going to help us in the grand scheme of things, is it?
I think
Go on.
Ollie's decision making last game was decent. Obviously, put a good strong squad on, and the substitutes, well, all 5 of them came on.
Yeah.
So I think he's moving in the right direction. Obviously, he doesn't want to go backwards by doing what you just said about putting Bruno in when he needs a rest. So we'll see in it. We don't actually know in it, but I can see Pogba playing for some reason. I don't know, or Rashford.
I won't mind Rashford playing, to be fair, but I don't want Bruno and Pogba playing. I think them two are too important for us to lose. Not to say Rashford's not, because his link up with Martial is important, but yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. Anyways, apart from that, that has been your video. Like I said, I do apologise for the lack of enthusiasm, still reeling off yesterday's results, and of course Liverpool being crowned champions. And it's literally everywhere. You can't go on any social media. You can't read Sky Sports. You can't read BBC. It's literally everywhere. So we will overcome that. Obviously, hopefully, social's got us back on the right path. Apart from that, drop a like, subscribe. We're trying to get to 500 subscribers. Turn notifications on. And yeah, hopefully you enjoyed the video. Hopefully you probably hate it as much as, well, not hopefully, but I'm assuming most United fans watching this are hating as much as us. Put your score predictions down below. I've gone for 4-0. Was has gone for 3-0. The first time I've gone higher than him, so that's interesting. But yeah, apart from that, go on United! Go on!